volvamos a darnos cita, misteriosa mascarita de aquel loco.
Welcome everybody to our episode number 38 of Around the World in 80 Tangos. Today we make a wish come true of Debbie from Berlin and myself.
The song is called Cascabelito, the Little Bell. It was written in 1924. And we are listening to a recording of the orchestra of Osvaldo Pugliese from 1955. The singer is Jorge Maciel.
And the person we wanted to talk first today is a really world person, I would say.
Yeah, it's the composer of this piece. His name is José Bohr. He was born 1901 in Bonn, which is the former capital of West Germany during the time of the Iron Curtain. And his family then moved to Constantinople. And the father of José was Daniel. He was a veterinarian and he worked at the stables and in the zoo of the last Sultan of Turkey, Abdul Hamid. In 1904, there was a coup against Abdul Hamid and all the foreigners had to leave the country. And then they went through Marseille to Buenos Aires, where the father worked for a while in a brewery, the Cervecería Palermo. And then they continued to Chile, to Punta Arenas.
And when he was old enough, he traveled by his own to Buenos Aires and spent some years there.
Yeah, in 1921, when he was 20, he went to Buenos Aires and he became a singer and a piano player. In the radio, he started to compose. In total, during his stay in Buenos Aires, he composed 200 numbers. Some of them well known, like Tutankamun, a piece recorded by Francisco Canaro, and this piece, for example, Cascabelito. And on one occasion, Carlos Gardel called him up and said, "Hey, I've heard about this piece you wrote." And José said, "You mean Cascabelito?" Gardel said, "Yes!" And he invited him to his place to rehearse this piece and promised him to publish it next week.
And so they did.
So it was, yes. Canaro also recorded it, but also as an instrumental. Later he did it with Ara Falcón, who else? And he continued working with theaters. He also wrote pieces and he had his own orchestra called Che Bohr, like Che Guevara, Che Bohr. And they had a chacarera group, they played tangos, malambos, and they had a guitar ensemble, and they toured in the Americas and in Europe.
And then he moved to Mexico to do movies, quite a lot.
In 1932, he moved to Mexico, where he became like a pioneer of Mexican cinema. He met Luis Buñuel and other Mexican filmmakers, and he made more than 30 movies there. Later he went back to Chile, the place where he spent his youth. He made around 16 more movies as a producer and writing the film music. So he was quite big into films. You find a lot of them on YouTube, by the way.
And then back to Buenos Aires again.
Yeah, back to Buenos Aires. Then he was on TV. He made a TV show with Tita Merejo. And in 1980, he received the Oscar for his lifetime. How do you call it? The Oscar for his work in his life.
And later on, Europe called him for his last years of his life.
Yes, he was called by Denmark, where he spent with his family, with his wife and children, his last years. And he died in Oslo. He died in 1994. So he went 93. He had a very long and very fulfilled life.
The lyrics is from Juan Andrés Caruso. He has nothing to do with the famous Caruso, but he was not unfamous actually in this time.
He was born in La Plata in Argentina. He became an orphan early. went to Buenos Aires, and one of his first jobs was a hired applauder or claqueur, somebody who applauds in the theater on command to stimulate the audience. And became a journalist, went to Bahia Blanca, where he probably made acquaintance of Carlos Di Sarli, who also played Cascabelito. And back to Buenos Aires, he met Canaro. He made the lyrics for Cara Sucia and other songs. And in total, Gardel recorded 38 of his texts and Ignacio Cossini 31. So he was among this Tango Canción community quite a popular writer.
In the middle of the overexcited cheerfulness, we met again. Mysterious mask of this crazy carnival. Where are you, little bell? Masked girl excited. So cute and so coquette with your crystal smile. Bell, little bell. Laugh. Laugh and don't cry, because your youthful laughter smells of your loved ones. Bell. Little bell, laugh, don't worry, because even though I'm not by your side, I carry you in my heart. Mysterious little mask for making my heart stop. You offered me in exchange your mouth like a carnation, and as we say goodbye, full of sweet delight, your sound of your kiss silenced your bell. For my feeling, these lyrics fits not really in this amazing music.
No, this is full opera. I mean, Jorge Maciel had the nickname Caruso, like the real name of the author of the lyrics was. And I think it's just a work too big and too heavy for this sweet little song about a carnival affair.
When I hear this song of Agostino the first time, more than 20 years ago, when I started with tango, I really felt in love with this song. And years later, I realized, oh, there's another version of Osvaldo Pugliese. And then some years later, I started to like the version of Osvaldo Pugliese the most. In the end of this podcast, you will listen to the version of Agostino. More about Pugliese and Maciel we will go for in another podcast. And if you have a wish, you can donate something to us and we will have a journey to your favorite song.
This was Cascabelito, The Little Bell, a song written 1924, composer José Bor, lyrics Juan Andrés Caruso.
The first recording we listened was of Osvaldo Pugliese with Jorge Maciel, and the last one will be
the orchestra of Ángel D'Agostino with his only recording with Ricardo Ruiz from 1953.
This was our episode number 38 of Around the World in 80 Tangos. Thank you for traveling with us through tangos we love. We hope you enjoyed. This was
Daniela and Raimund, Tangomundo, Berlin.
Take care and stay healthy.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Que tu risa juvenil tenga perfumes de tus amores. Cascabel, cascabelito, ríe y no tengas cuidado, que aunque no estoy a tu lado, te llevo en el corazón. ¿Dónde estás, cascabelito? Mascarita pispireta, tan bonita y tan coqueta, con tu risa de cristal